Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? Can you hear me at the back of the room? Okay. Can I encourage you, indeed beg and implore you, to take your seats so that we can get underway? We've got a very full evening ahead of us. I know that you've had a wonderful day so far. I'm very impressed with all of you in terms of the commitment that you've shown to Digital Nova Scotia and the topics of the summit today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacqueline Scott, and I'm the interim CEO of InnovaCorp, and my day job is as a business professor at Cape Breton University, and I'm pleased to be your MC for the evening. So just as we get underway, we get our last few people settled in terms of seats. That excitement from today is carrying over to this evening, and I think you're going to find that we'll follow through with everything. What's really outstanding about your dedication today is every other soul in Halifax was trying to figure out an early exit from the office strategy while you were here with your heads down working on important topics for the future. So if we have all found our seats, I would like to call on Saeed El-Darhali, who is CEO of Simplycast. He's also a board member of Digital Nova Scotia, and he has the pleasure and the honor of introducing our first speaker.
Good evening, everybody. It's nice and bright up here, and thank you very much for taking the time to come out today. It's a real pleasure to be up here today to talk to you a little bit about some of the important things that we'd like to share with you from Digital Nova Scotia, and having the Honourable Premier come out to share some of his thoughts on the digital economy in Nova Scotia. So good evening. My name is Saeed El-Darhali, the President and CEO of Simplycast and a Director of Digital Nova Scotia. The Honourable Premier, Mr. Bill Hutchinson, invited guests, our future leaders, the students, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to stand here today among great company. I was asked to speak for a few minutes, as I mentioned earlier, to focus on some key points that are important to us at Digital Nova Scotia. So I guess here it goes. It is time. The time is now for us to put our hands together as a community and start working to create the best province in Canada and the best nation in the world. We have been recently praised as the smartest country, and we must sustain this great honor by planning for the future and focusing on our executing our plan today. Some interesting facts that you may or may not have known. Did you know that Nova Scotia was the first province in Canada to be connected to the internet? Did you know that Nova Scotia was and still is Canada's gateway to the internet, being the Canadian terminus of the transatlantic trunk? Did you know that digital industry in Nova Scotia is larger than forestry, fishing, and tourism industries combined? And did you know that Nova Scotia ICT sector is a major contributor to the provincial GDP, generating over, anyone can guess, $1.5 billion? And finally, this is very exciting to a tech geek like myself, that Hibernia Atlantic is constructing the lowest latency transatlantic submarine fiber optic cable network from New York to London to be the fastest route from North America to Europe in 60 milliseconds. Imagine if I could do this speech in 60 milliseconds, how long it would be. So we are a well-connected province with smart people and the best infrastructure. And we have what it takes to become the first province in Canada to gain the iProvince title. But it will take investment, hard work, volunteers, and dedication for us to deliver on this great initiative, and we need you as our private sector partners and government to support to make it happen. We at Digital Nova Scotia have been meeting every month to look at opportunities to leverage our industry, work with our government, and motivate our students' body to focus on and help us grow our digital economy. We still have a lot to do and a long way to go to achieve our aggressive goals as a nonprofit association and as the voice of digital industry in Nova Scotia. We have a number of strategic goals that we are working on, but one in particular that is key to our membership and province, that is the asset mapping project. Digital Nova Scotia, with the support of provincial government and the federal government, is building a detailed asset map of Atlantic Canada's digital economy, which will provide us with comparable data for each of the 4 provinces, on which we will build comprehensive and broadly accepted Nova Scotia digital industry growth strategy. We must know where we're at to understand where we're going. Our government has been proactive in developing our key strategic tools to help our sector grow, and we are thankful on behalf of our membership for such a key support initiatives. Some of the programs that you guys are probably aware of are the Productivity and Innovative Voucher Program that actually helps small businesses with $15,000 to work with publicly funded institutions. Another program that's of a great advantage to a lot of startup companies is boosting the equity tax credit to 35%. It was a lot of help for us at Simplicast and many others probably in the room. Reducing taxes for small businesses by 20%. You don't hear that every day. And productivity investment to help companies invest in advanced equipments to become more productive. And finally, the Jobs Here plan that is focused on innovation, again, innovation, competitiveness, and learning. So Nova Scotia has 11 universities, as we all know, 13 community college campuses, all with an ICT, digital, or industry-related program. Halifax has the highest ratio of education facilities to population in North America, and Nova Scotia is the best place to do business in Atlantic Canada, and I'm proud to be Nova Scotia. One in four people in Halifax has a university degree, making Canadian city with the highest percentage of employees with degree, diploma, or a certificate. Again, I can go all night talking about our greatest gem, our province of Nova Scotia, but as you have heard, we have what it takes to become leaders in the digital connected global world. Digital and ICT companies located in Nova Scotia can now attract and retain the best and brightest from all over the world. In particular, Atlantic Canadians that will be graduating soon, and we have some of them with us today. Collectively, we must work together to create and secure jobs for our current population and begin the planning for the next generation. Youth employment and education is key to our success, and I've made it my personal goal to hire as many as 15 co-op students every year to help train the next generation of leaders, and I ask you, the private sector, to do the same. As you know, the government also established a new program called the Graduate Placement Program that provides up to $7,500 for employers to train our next generation of leaders. So finally, there's not a straight line to paradise, as the Premier once said in the Global Mail, and I would like to say there's not a straight line to becoming an I-province, but we must push forward together to make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Honourable Premier, Darrell Dexter, tonight. The Honourable Premier, Darrell Dexter, was sworn in as the 27th Premier of the province of Nova Scotia on June 19, 2009. Darrell Dexter has also been the leader of the Nova Scotia NDP since June 2001, and in June 2002 won the party's first one member, one vote election for a leader. He was the first elected Nova Scotia legislature as MLA for Dartmouth Cole Harbour in 1998, re-elected in 1999, and again in 2003, 2006, and became Premier in 2009. I'm going to make this short because he's asked me to make it short. A practicing lawyer before he entered public life, Darrell also holds a degree in education and journalism. He also served in the Royal Canadian Navy as a Canada Information Officer for the Maritime Forces Pacific. As the Premier, and this is the most important part, of Nova Scotia, Darrell is committed to the future of strong and growing Nova Scotia, where everyone can live, raise a family, work, do business, and retire. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Premier Darrell Dexter. Sir.
Thank you very much, Saeed, and welcome everyone, and welcome to Bill Hutchison. I know you're going to get a chance to hear from him a little later on. I had the opportunity to talk with him a little. And he tells me that while he's here, he was looking up his roots that go back to, what was it, 1785 here? One of the things we're telling people with all these contracts, we're going to repatriate a lot of people. So you just feel comfortable back here in Nova Scotia. We're happy to have you back and have you finding your roots. One of the things that Saeed didn't say and this is why Nova Scotia is such a wonderful place. I used to live just down the street from me. So Nova Scotia is a small community, it's a small place, it's very warm, and we're looking forward to ensuring that we bring as many of the expatriates that we have in other parts of Canada home to do a lot of the work that's going to be necessary here in the next number of years. I'm pleased to be here tonight to talk about the importance of digital technologies and the industry to this province. Nova Scotia is facing a time of change and opportunity. These, of course, are two words that your industry knows very well. Right now, our province is preparing to make the most of the opportunities on the horizon. Now, to most of us, it didn't really come as a surprise when Irving Shipbuilding won the $25 billion federal contract to build Canada's next fleet of combat vessels. Nova Scotia has always been Canada's shipbuilders. When people hear shipbuilding, they usually think about welders and about skilled laborers. But let's not forget that these ships will feature sophisticated technology. The information and communications technology sector will play a major role. It will mean opportunities for software engineers, for programmers, consultants, and other high-value careers in ICT. The Lower Churchill project, in which we are a partner, will produce hydroelectricity out of Newfoundland and Labrador, and it will also create jobs, not just in trades and skilled labor, but also in ICT. This sector will no doubt play a significant role in the preparation and delivery of this important project. Given these opportunities and more that are on the way, there will be significant growth in the ICT sector. Having said that, let's not forget that ICT already plays a large role in our economy. According to Statistics Canada, and in terms of real GDP, ICT in Nova Scotia grew faster than in Nova Scotia than in any other province between 2000 and 2010. During that same period, ICT was also one of Nova Scotia's fastest growing industries, growing more than 3 times faster than the economy as a whole. In 2010, Nova Scotia's ICT sector generated $1.2 billion in GDP. This speaks to the growth of the industry and the stability of the sector, especially during a time of global recession. I like to think it also shows how your industry has recognized its opportunities and taken full advantage of them. All of these factors carry a common message. Nova Scotia and the ICT sector are both changing and creating opportunity. Over the coming years, we will work together to create and maximize our potential as a province. Our government has a plan that was mentioned by Saeed earlier. It's called Jobs Here. Through the plan, the province is making strategic investments in every region of Nova Scotia to create the conditions for good jobs and economic growth. The plan has 3 key priorities: learning the right skills for good jobs, growing the economy through innovation, and helping businesses compete globally. Jobs Here targets specific sectors through programs like the Productivity Investment Program. We understand that businesses require their workers to continuously upgrade their skills as well as their technology. These things are more important than ever if you want Nova Scotia businesses to compete globally. The Productivity Investment Program, or PIP, provides incentives for businesses to become more productive, innovative, and globally competitive by supporting investments in employee skills as well as capital investments. Take, for example, the province's $50,000 PIP investment in the learning management system by Sheepdog Incorporated. The company is an industry leader in the development of Google apps and one of only 5 platinum-level Google partners. Sheepdog Inc. is a great example of the innovative and leading-edge work being done here in Nova Scotia. Our province's economic stability is tied to its ability to compete and respond to changes in the global market. That requires a vibrant and adaptable workforce, a workforce strong in numbers and in skills. And that was the reasoning behind the province's recent investment of $400,000 for the Graduate Placement Program. Developed in consultation with Nova Scotia's post-secondary institutions, the program helps recent graduates from the province's cooperative education programs to secure permanent full-time positions with Nova Scotia employers. This will also help keep our talented young graduates here at home with good full-time employment. For businesses, the program provides a 50% wage subsidy for the first 3 months of employment to a maximum of $7,500. Employers in any sector are welcome to apply, but a particular emphasis will be placed on employers in strategic sectors, including the ICT sector. The program is expected to support 50 placements over the next year. The province has also created the graduate retention rebate, giving Nova Scotia businesses an advantage in attracting young and talented people. Now, before I close tonight, I want to reaffirm the province's commitment to work with the ICT sector to build the workforce of tomorrow, to boost innovation, and to compete globally. There is every reason for confidence right now in Nova Scotia, every motivation to work hard and ensure that the future starts here. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the members of Digital Nova Scotia for your hard work and dedication in this important sector. Again, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier Dexter. In your remarks, you've demonstrated how familiar you are with this important industry. We're deeply grateful that you took the time to spend a few minutes with us to express that support and that enthusiasm. And you can gather from Saeed's earlier remarks how excited we are about some of the potential and opportunities. We know that you have to leave for other commitments, but I wonder if we could just leave the Premier with a picture. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Some of you in the room are students, but I want to ask all of you in the room who are currently working for a Digital Nova Scotia company to please raise your hand. And just let's see around the room. Mr. Premier, yes. All of you who are working for a digital company. Okay, now how many of you are working for a digital company where most of your customers are not in Nova Scotia? Right. This is an export-driven industry. Which means those dollars come back to Nova Scotia. So thank you for your support, Mr. Premier. We look very much forward to working with you and your colleagues in government to help realize the dreams that you've expressed and we've expressed tonight. Thank you. Now you'll know it's the custom to usually give a speaker a gift. The Premier has a bit of a problem with that. And so we don't give him a gift, but we do want to recognize his presence here tonight. And so on your behalf, Mr. Premier Dexter, Digital Nova Scotia is providing a gift to Brain Injury Association of Nova Scotia, which we know is one of your favorite charities. Okay. Thank you. Well, we'll let the Premier make a quiet exit and get on to the next engagement that he has, right? Impossible to make a quiet exit in this gathering. But we realize you do have other commitments. And please, ladies and gentlemen, relax, enjoy your meal, and shortly thereafter, we'll continue with the rest of our program.